So one more time, welcome to the webinar. Let's start. My name is Mila Serdikova. I am a business development director of the company Global Transnet UK, based in London. My role is to help SkyWay Invest Group to develop the business in UK and also globally. I work a lot with English-speaking investors, with their English-speaking partners and people, specifically people who want to be involved more on the business side. And my previous expertise lays in finance, marketing, sales, business management. I have a bachelor degree from the marketing and the business sciences. So lots of things in my life were related somehow to business, marketing, sales, and etc. And I really enjoyed investment a lot as well. And I guess my passion come from investment, and I learned about the company like 3 years ago. And since 2016, I'm very involved, my full-time base, very involved in company development. And that's why I'm here today in front of you guys, so I can share with you this, amazing opportunities which we can offer to specifically the Indian market. Our company Skyway Invest Group, we are educational investment portal. As you can see from this picture, our CEO Andrei Havratov, he is the person who created Academy and incorporated with the Skyway project. For new people, probably it doesn't make much sense because you don't know much about the company. But what I wanted to outline with this chat, that's we're here also responsible to not just to tell you guys what to do, and to show you beautiful business and investment opportunities. We're here to educate you. We want to have a people who understand the importance of the investment. We want to have a people who understand that unfortunately in the 21st century, government not longer care about people pensions. There are lots of people who are struggling from paycheck to paycheck, and if you look at their global economy today, there are lots of things which have to be improved, but unfortunately they are not. So therefore, we take a very big mission. We want to educate people about the importance of investment, importance of to be involved more in financial education, and also be able to invest in different opportunities. Because sometimes people think that investment is only for professional. Investment is only if you're rich. I guess common answer, if you ask someone who's not investor why you're not investing, the person would usually say, well, because I don't have money to invest. So there are lots of things which are been put in our minds for such a long time. So we believe that for us to invest, we need to have lots of money in the first place, which is such a misleading statement. For you to start investment, you can start with the $1. You don't have to first earn your like million and then invest this money. You can start with as little as $1. So therefore, there are lots of things we're looking for as the company. And my role today is to educate you, but also show you the very great opportunity which now is presenting for so many people around the globe. The challenges we can address today with our technology is overpopulation, the level of the pollution. We also look at the problems like road accidents, traffics. There are lots of people in the world who are suffering from asthma and other diseases because of the air condition, because of the high level of pollution. And especially in countries like India, guys, and this yourself, there is such a huge gap in the market in the transportation in development. So government, they have tons of money, but for some reason they're not investing much in the transport development. Or even those countries who do invest in transport development, it is still not enough for them to implement to keep up with their population growth. So there are lots of things and challenges which all countries face in today, but specifically like India, like China, countries like America, Africa, they have the biggest problems related to the transport industry because of the land, because of the population, and some cities, they're not even connected with each other. And some countries like Africa, for example, they still use the same locomotive which been created like 100 years ago. So we have a new phones, we have lots of innovation in our life, But at the same time, when we talk about transport industry, for some reason, and it's still undeveloped, we still use, similar, or even in certain countries, the same transport means as were created 100 years ago. Just, think about it. And we live in 21st century. So today I want to talk not about the problems, but about solution. And our company, the company I represent, SkyWay Invest Group, we have a partnership with a company called SkyWay Technology. From this slide, you can see the general designer. His name is Anatoly Eduardovich Unitsky, and he is the one who created idea of elevated transport solutions. So I'm not talking about, bringing new car to the market. You probably all heard about, Tesla car. It's, beautiful concept. It's, ecological, clean car, but at the same time, this car will still use the same roads. So the problems, they can address some problems, but majority of the problems and challenges, they still there. In our case, Anatoly Dardovich Unitsky, he created a completely new infrastructure. So it is not about just bringing new car to the market. It's about to reconstruct the entire sector. We're talking about stations, we're talking about the cars or the transport itself, we're talking about the rolling stock, we're talking about logistics. There are lots of components to this technology, and therefore the know-how of Skyway technology has been evaluated by an independent company of $400 billion. So the company has a huge valuation, and the reason is why is, as I said, there's huge gap in the market, and also we don't have any competitors who can offer what we offer in terms of the minimum land acquisition, in terms of the cost per kilometer, in terms of safety, in terms of technological advance and speed. The speed of this train can be achieved up to 500 kilometers an hour. Imagine if you connect few cities with a high-speed train, then people can, move outside of the busy city centers. They can live outside. They can live in smaller villages, and at the same time, they can commute from point A to point B within less than half an hour without paying high price for tickets. So these are all advantages of our technology. And as you can see, Anatoly Dardovich Vinitsky, he's been awarded with many certificates, rewards. He even received 2 grants from UN for their development. And UN is independent body. It's same like, receiving like a Nobel Prize. You need to be a really reputable person. You need to really come up with something which can change the world, which can change, that can save the planet. So it has to be something, global for you to be rewarded by 2 grants, like by not necessarily any grants from the companies like from corporations like UN for development. So therefore, he is extremely reputable, and he has not ever been involved in any businesses apart from Skyway. This technology, the concept of this technology, been around for more than 35 years, and all this time he was looking for the right moment to offer this product to the people, but most importantly, offer this product to the different countries. And that's where we are today. I want to show you a very quick video. It's called Skyway Technology Advantages, where you would be able to see just in a few minutes what is all this technology about. Can you put pluses if you enjoy this video? Great. What you saw in this video pretty much is our piece of land which given us by government in Belarus. This technology is based in Belarus, and we have 36 hectares of land given us by government. So again, we're not just talking to people, get them involved to the project. We already in conversation with the government, and they are the one who gave us permission to use the land. Also, from the video, you saw the first working model, which is Unibike. You can see Unibike on this picture as well. The first time when we present this webinar, this Unibike was at InnoTrans exhibition in Berlin. SkyWay Technology was invited to come to exhibition in Berlin. It is the biggest exhibition in the world related to their transport innovations, and we had opportunity to exhibit there. So we showcase two real models. So these are not just prototypes. These are not like fake models. These are the real cars. Unibike for 2 people and Unibus for 14 people. And as you can see, there are pictures where people also sit inside, and it's all working. It's all fully automated. So the Skyway technology, we don't use any drivers, and therefore we have a zero accident level rate, not because of this driverless technology, but also because these are elevated trains. So we're not building them using existing roads. We put them 5 to 10 meters above the head, with a zero cross link with any other traffic, so animals or people, and therefore this technology is 100% safe. So the first time these two pieces of transport were introduced at the InnoTrans exhibition, I was there myself. It was last year September, and I can tell you we had such a great success, because if you look at their other transport company like Siemens or Kawasaki, Hitachi, they all talk about innovation. But then, what is innovation for them? If you create like innovative wheel, then they call it it is innovation, innovative transport. If they use new I don't know, new motors, then they call it is innovative transport. But don't you think that for something to be called innovative, it has to be truly innovative? It needs to be something no one sees before. It needs to be something very unique. And that is where, unfortunately, all these big corporations, they fail in, because they still promote the same way of transport. They still promote the same monorails, they promote the same trains, without even added anything what you can call innovation. So we have a huge advantages compared to any existing transport. And back to the InnoTrans exhibition, we had the large amount of people who were coming to our stand and asking to share with them the details, see the leaflets. They wanted to secure in the meetings, and the lots of contracts being signed and lots of agreements being done after the InnoTrans exhibition. But I will tell you a bit more about this later on in the presentation. So how we achieved so far, what you saw in the previous slide, because of the crowdfunding. Do you know what means crowdfunding? What does it mean, crowdfunding? Can you put plus if you do, and minus if you don't know what's crowdfunding? You do. Then you're probably aware that there are a few types of the crowdfunding. Very common, it's called gift crowdfunding, where you're not necessary to become an owner of the company, but you can receive goods or gifts in return. Or another way of saying, remember maybe Google Glass, when they Google Glasses, sorry, when they did the crowdfunding for their glasses, in return they will provide the glasses to people as the gift. Also we have a debt crowdfunding, where the people would invest in the company, and they will receive this certain percentage on top of the investment. It's very similar to bonds, but it's more risky, because the crowdfunding means that you invest in a company at early stages. So in our case, we do equity-based crowdfunding, which means that every single person who involved today in the company somehow, it could be a small investor, it could be a big investor, it could be just a person who registers on our website. They automatically become a shareholders of the main technology. So they are co-owners of the technology. And when I say co-owners of the technology, what this means, that's when in this year, June, July this year, the transport will be certified. So from the next year onwards, we will build the SkyWay all over the globe. And all people who are joining the company at initial stages, they will benefit. So when you become a co-owner of the technology, no matter how kilometers been built in the future, you as the shareholder, you will receive, great returns. On this slide, you can see Ecotechnopark. It is an image. Here we see the cargo transport, high speed and city transport, and Ecotechnopark will be completed. The deadline is probably August, September this year, but the worst case scenario, December 2017. So we're planning to complete their Ecotechnopark this year, 100%, and that's where we're heading up to. Here you can see our, business development plan, like a snapshot of it. So company has a different business development stages, and each stage represents that certain investment needs to be done and certain jobs needs to be undertaken. Today we are on stage number 9, which is 2017, and this year is responsible for technology demonstration and certification. So again, once the technology is certified, which is around the corner, so we are today in April, May, June, July. So once we have a certification done, then we allow to sell the technology, on a global scale. So then it's become a commercial product. Myself, I joined the company on a stage number 2 when it was engineering phase. On that time, it was, quite risky, let's put it this way. People who involved in early stages, it was very risky, but then you receive big rewards. For people who join the company now, it is still still risk involved, because every single company on a startup phase, it always risk involved. But in our case, this risk is calculated, because we're not just talking about building new transport out of blue. We already secure the contracts and agreements from various countries. So therefore, risk is calculated. And actually, a few weeks ago, company moved from stage number 8 to stage number 9. And people who joined stage number 8, they were able to see themselves how prices increase up to 40%. So within a month's time, we're going to move to stage number 10, which means that, again, the price will go up. And when we reach IPO, which is the exit strategy for shareholders, one share will cost $1. Today the share price is varies. It depends on how much money you invest. And don't forget, because we do the crowdfunding, there are tons of options available. You can start investment from $5, or you can invest, a few hundred thousands. It's again depend on your, what is the portfolio you want to have, and also if you have any money put on site that you can, invest in a business like this. But just to give you an idea, in stage number 9, the maximum what you can get for $1 is 200 shares. Pre-IPO shares, they call it. So let's say if people invest today, like roughly 1,000, then they will have a portfolio of 150,000 pre-IPO equity shares, which means that after 2 to 4 years, when company goes to public, this same portfolio will be worth of $150,000 minimum. And again, because we are not talking about, some, not existing project, we have a feasibility, we have a tangible project, which is building today in Minsk. There are lots of people who traveling today and to see technology, and you have a best opportunity, guys, because very recently in India, we have signed the agreement with the government in order to connect 3 cities using SkyWay technology. As you probably know, there is a concept which government tried to they will execute today, called Smart City Project in India, to connect 19 cities together. So we managed to talk to the Minister of Transport, and we received lots of, positive feedback in relationship to the technology development. And today we can really proudly say that in India we have a visibility. We have a government who interested to build the Skyway in the near future. So we already start doing the pre-project documentation research for them. So from next year onwards, you would be able to see, some constructions of the Skyway in India. Apart from India, we have agreements with Turkey, Australia, Russia, Belarus, Ireland, Czech Republic. And these are only few countries, guys. There are so many, lots of countries who are interested. The only reason why we're not building anything today, apart from our test and certification land in Minsk, because we waiting for certification. So once certification is done, there is no brainer. Any country can implement technology. The only thing is, on certain countries like Australia, for example, they have own certification, which means that we would have to look at what their specification, and before building it in Australia, we'd have to receive the certificate that our transport can be applying with these standards. But that's only things what's stopping us to build the Skyway globally today. So one more time, by the July this year, certification for city transport will be achieved. Then cargo transport will be by the end of this year, and high-speed transport will be built by the end of the year, more likely. But then certification for high-speed transport will be later on next year. However, from the next year onwards, we can build the Skyway pretty much globally, and we can execute the contracts we have signed today with the governments, include the Indian government. And here I just wanted to show you a few articles. You probably, after I mention about the government in India, you probably had a question. So what exactly this will be built? So I use this specific article in this presentation so you guys also can access it. If you just Google it, Skyway Technology India, you will find, lots of articles, not from our company, but from third-party company as well, where there are a few meetings been, taken in place, where you can find, the proof of what I'm saying, that there is actual agreement been actually signed. And today we want to open office in India to make sure that we can attract, local people to be involved in their own projects. And today people still have opportunity to invest in the main company. So this is the brilliant, example where government, they don't just like the project, but they also secure the money to invest in the road development. So we have another engineering company who is involved now in Skyway India, and they managed to secure $922 million to build 3 projects in India. So there are lots of things going on, and probably the first Skyway project will be launched in India. Because so far we have lots of agreements, lots of interest. However, only India and Abu Dhabi, Dubai, this point of time, only they decided to invest their own finance for local project development. So therefore, you can be, very proud, you newcomers, and therefore, because of all this news, we will come to the biggest event in Delhi this year, between 10 to 12 of May, with the technology. So I'm going to be there myself and a few other, leaders from different regions, as well as people from Minsk, where you would be able to see, working models. And you're more than welcome to attend this exhibition, which will happen next few weeks, 10 to 12 of May 2017 in New Delhi. We will be there. We will be exhibiting. We will talk with the people, with the government, with the officials, with, ordinary people. We are, people project. We are at the moment managed to raise 27 millions using people money. So we have, such a great exposure in different markets. And again, because today we are talking about the actual project. So there are lots of proofs which we can show people, not just, good-looking people and, on internet, talking about the advantages of the technology, but we actually have, facts and figures, include this, governments and, other officials who are already involved in the project today. Yeah. Absolutely. So again, here just wanted to emphasize where exactly we will build the targeted projects in India. So as you can see, the something I already mentioned to you previously. So as a result of Anatoly Darjevich Unitsky visit, he managed to sign agreement with the government, and there are three steps which will be undertaken on the project: land allocation, structuring of investment transactions, and start of design and survey works. So this could be done and will be done within next probably 6 to 12 months. So once this all put in place, then you will see the Skyway building site, and then for depend on the project complexity, usually payback period or yield for the project could be something between 3 to 5 years, depending on each project. But again, this is something real and tangible today. So I don't need to go through, just beautiful videos. I can show you facts and figures which we have today to operate. And as I mentioned to you, guys, we organizing, probably I didn't though, we organizing very big event in Minsk where all of you are invited, especially those people who want to be more involved on a business side. If you want to become a leader, if you want to, be more involved in the company development, because we are looking to expand, we're looking to have more people now join company from the business point of view. There are lots of, things needs to be created in India to prepare for the product launch. So lots of opportunities come in. And for those people who want to see everything themselves, who want to see the Ecotechno Park, who want to see Unitsky in person, who want to see Unibus and Unibike, you're very welcome to travel to Minsk this year, July 1st and 2nd of July. We will organize EcoFest, where all investors, partners, active people who involved in the business are invited. So you would be able to see technology yourself. And then I can promise you that, after this day, after you visit the park and see everything yourself, your life is not going to be the same. Because one thing is just, seeing it through internet. But another thing, if you look at this, innovative technology, which is never ever before been, presented to the scale of work in transport with certification, this is going to be one of the biggest days, not just for the company, but for entire industry. Because Adam said, you cannot find a single project like this. We have like tons of other companies who involved in the transport sector today, but if you compare even the cost, like to cost, for example, to build a usual road, it's going to cost you something between 35 to 40 million per kilometer, depending on the landscape, depending on the traffic, and depends where this road actually been built. In certain cases, in mountain areas, could be even more expensive. In Skyway technology, the cost will be between 3 to 8 million per kilometer. So even though it is innovation, but it's so much cheaper than any existing transport today, which means that for us, for people who will use this technology, who will use these trains, in high-speed cars, we will be given opportunity to pay less for fare. So we don't have to pay, very expensive fees of not the fees, very expensive, tickets to travel. We can use this innovative technology and pay less than what people pay today for taxi. So therefore, technology and the project, it's really, really unique. And I don't think like one single presentation is enough to realize it. But what I can promise you guys, after these presentations, if you feel like you want to learn more and if you're excited about the project, then go back to people who introduced you to this webinar and ask to send a bit more details, because there are lots of things going on in the company. And our market potential, if you summarize, high-speed transport, cargo transport, and city transport, is more than $250 trillion. Do you know how many zeros you have in trillion? A lot, very true. So the market potential is there. The project is there. It's going to be ready around the corner. The clients are there. So all what we're looking today is for people, for leaders, for people who want to be more involved on investment side, but also people who want to be also involved in the business side. And that's why I'm here today for you guys to explain you what is in for you. If you take this promo code, you can take the print screen of the slide or just write it down. Again, if you go back to person who introduced you to this webinar, after the webinar, do ask to input this code while you register yourself. We prepared for you the gift. It is 50 in total. It's going to be 50 pre-IPO shares free as a gift. Because we launched the office in India within the next few weeks, because we wanted to open up this region and start working with the people, we're happy to share with you guys free pre-IPO shares. So there is no obligations from your side. What you need to do is to get yourself involved, input this promo code, and then you will be able to see, once you've done the verification, you will be able to see certificates with the 50 pre-IPO equity shares in the back office. So this is something just, is a goodwill from company to encourage people to support, because at the end of the day, there are lots of people who want to, be involved, but maybe they don't have opportunity to invest, or maybe they don't know how to invest, or maybe they still want to learn a bit more. So why there's still process, going on, you can still benefit, having something free as a gift. So why not to use it? So please, again, go back to person, or to people who introduced you to this webinar, because there are a few steps need to be undertaken for you to receive this, the gift certificate for 50 pre-IPO equity shares. And also, what I want to mentioned today, I'm not going to go much in detail on the business side, because there are lots of things which we need to put in place when we open office in India. But what we achieved so far, all this 27 millions, as I mentioned previously, we done through the crowdfunding. And it is not just the crowdfunding when people put money and they sit back and wait. We also have reward based crowdfunding, where we pay people commission for them to bring business to the company. So if you have connections, if you know the people who would be interested to be part of the company like this, and you bring them to the company, introduce them to leaders, then we're happy to also pay you commissions, which you can either receive as the money, which you can withdraw, or you can reinvest and have your own, portfolio. This will be entirely your choice, but this is something we also would be able to offer in India as soon as we open office, because there are a few things need to be put in place. So therefore, today we can offer you to slowly be involved in the company process, get yourself registered, learn about us, who we are, what we do. With the next few weeks, we're going to New Delhi, where this exhibition will be taking place. You're more than welcome to come with us, when you can again see everything yourself. And once we open office, then you can be involved on investment side and business side straight away, because then all the paperwork will be completed, and with the government support, with their visibility, then we can make it a next big thing in India specifically. Because again, guys, it happened that India is our first country who not just shown an interest, but who actually fund the money to invest the projects. And this is very important. So you're really in the right time, in the right place. That's all from my side. I just wanted to introduce you technology, to tell you that there's something big coming very soon. And also just to, explain you who we are and what we do. So if you have any questions, you can put in question chat. Otherwise, if you put your hands up, then I can give you mic as well, so you can say what the question is. Yeah. Okay. So I see a few people are inputted. Definitely rock, exciting time. Long live SkyWay. Excited. Ready, friends. So happy. Me too, and like myself, as I'm said, I know about this project like since beginning, but I was, I just invested, money, and then I was, very like looking to see what's happened next, because there are lots of companies who, like promise you, great thing, but then all of a sudden something happened and they disappeared. So I was so skeptical, and for the last 3 years, I can really see that, from an idea, from the picture we have today, work and transferred, and you cannot take it back. It's happened. So the question is, are you going to be part of this movement? Because guys, it happened that it happened in your country, or you're going to be just, sit back and wait, and you're just going to be person who pays for the ticket fare, and next to you is going to be a person who, receive the dividends because people like you pay for the ticket fare. So you decide what seat you want to take. And myself, and we have other leaders. We have CK. He probably, you know him. Some of you do. He invites you to this webinar. Dr. Kumar, Armand. We are all planning to visit India as well, and we're going to be there during exhibition, after exhibition as well, for 2 weeks to launch the office, to meet people, to start, fill in the places, because there are lots of things need to be done. And you, as the newcomers, if you decided to take the actions, then of course you would be our, preference, rather than just, look for random people. We would prefer to work with someone who we can trust, and someone, referred by people who we trust in the first place. So you are definitely in the right place today. Okay, I can see a few questions. Okay, Ravi asked a question: how does little individual investment help out the company? A lot. Like what I just mentioned, we raised $27 million just using crowdfunding. So we have more than 300,000 people in the company today from various countries who invest in technology. So some people invest like $5, some people invest $100,000. But even if a person invests $5, you don't know who this person know, because we have a different, we have, as I mentioned, called reward-based crowdfunding. So we have a few levels where we can, pay people commission. So if, for example, people who like excited about technology, but they don't have like lots of money to invest, but then this person might know, other 100 people. And if these 100 people invest, then it's completely different story. So bit by bit, piece by piece, that's how we bring this project together. Because initially Iniski had kind of in mind, he wanted to go to big investors and ask them for money. But what he realized, that when you go to the big investors, they would want to receive big piece of the company, right? And we all heard about Steve Jobs, when he been kicked out 2 times from his own company because of the like big guys, they take the large percentage of the company, they're controlling the company's stock, so they kick him out, the founder of the company. So because of all this, what's going on today in the market, he doesn't want to trust, big investors to rule his company, because it is his invention. But when it comes to the people, we have, in each country, we have millions and millions of people. So imagine if each of the individuals, or like even worst case scenario, 50% of, the population, even 5% of the entire world population will invest like $10 each, we can build, SkyWay anywhere in the world. We don't even need to ask banks to, or other big investors to secure funds for us. We can ask people who are inside of our network today. We can ask them to invest in the local road development. Then government just need to provide us with the land acquisition, and the same people who invested, they will receive the lifelong dividends. Because one company is, when you build a project, when this project is profitable, and as I said, it's going to be between 3 to 5 years, then you receive the dividends as soon as company exists. And it's not about just you can pass your portfolio to your kids and grandkids. So once you make decision to become an investor, it stays there forever. And little by little, piece by piece, we created 27 million, company today. That's why every single penny, every single investment is important. And never don't, underestimate people, because again, you don't know who they know. And every single contract we achieved so far is because of someone else referred someone else, sister or brother of someone else. So that's how it works. The word of mouth is the best marketing tool today. Hope I answered your question. When are you going to open office in India? More likely Delhi. Yeah, more likely it will be in Delhi. Please tell when IPO going to be launched. as I mentioned previously, it's going to be between 2 to 4 years. The reason why 2 to 4, because we don't want to give specific dates. Again, the best case scenario 2 years, the worst case scenario is 4 years, and it will be listed in a London Stock Exchange as well, because company is registered on BVI, which is British Virgin Island. There's lots of money required to take the project to go to life. Well, we managed to achieve what we achieved today with the 27 millions. Like, it is big money, yes, could be, but because it is a transport industry, sector. So once this technology is launched, the project itself, they cost, more than we built, than we spent today in Eka Technopark. And with the project, again, we can, when we talk about specific project, like in India, for example, the government, they find own money. But then once we build the project in India, you as the shareholder of the main technology, you will receive the dividends and passive income from every single project, include India. Even if you don't even put a single penny of your own money in your local project, but because government have agreement and they use our technology and you are technological owner, so alternatively you will receive the dividends from the project built in India, in Australia, in Czech Republic, Ireland, whatever the country we will build. You as the shareholder of the main technology, you're entitled to receive the dividends. And that is the beauty of it. So it is not anymore about, rich people get richer. It's about to empower local community, build something together, even to little extent. But when we can show the world that we actually have a working model which is certified, then big investors will come. And big investors, they will not be on a place to negotiate with us because we don't need them as much as they do. Because if you have a look in it today in investment world, there are not so many, good projects to invest. Lots of scams, lots of pyramids and hypes when they, promise, crazy returns to people. But there are not so many ecologically friendly, green technology, transport sector, benefit to people, to communities, and to the world. And we can even when we build, let's say in India, we will use the local engineering company. We will hire local people to be, to work for SkyWay there. So we're not just transferring technology completely from Minsk to India. We will use the local labor and local people, local companies to build SkyWay. So we even provide the workforce for people. So who should be benefit from that? Of course, people. We're the one who build, we're the one who pay, and we're the one who receive the dividends. That's how it should be, and that's what is our plan. What is the project plan? Well, at the moment, because contract was actually signed maybe 1.5 months ago, so it's still quite new. So they still do a stage number one, which is the pre-project documentation work, which will take up to 6 months to complete. So this information is not yet publicly available, but you can find a few articles when, like Google Skyway India News, when you can find articles from like India Times and local newspapers where they specify about where exactly they want to build the first project. Mm-hmm. What will be the minimum value of IPO? The company has 400 billion shares, which is equal to the valuation. So once the company will be listed in London Stock Exchange, so we have 20% of after IPO shares, which will be sold out by the price of 1 for 1. Yeah, but the total valuation is 400 billion. This is the company evaluation, which was done by independent consultant company. Do you have any proposals or quote requests from central state government in India? Well, like we have, I don't think it's kind of publicly available because once, contracts been done with India, it's not like the company gonna, like publish everywhere in internet, like, well, these are the terms and conditions, these are, the pre-project plan, because, there are lots of things, could go, in a different way. So we don't want to kind of put publicly available for everyone, because especially we do crowdfunding. So sometimes you will be surprised, but people who invest like $5, they want to know everything. And we have more than 300,000 people. It doesn't mean that every single document will be uploaded openly for everyone to view. Then what is the point of having, this, know-how technology if everything is available for everyone? However, we don't want to refer just to our website, which is why I'm suggesting you guys, you can Google like independent what is called press, where you can read the articles in relationship to Skyway in India. And of course, when Unitsky had a meeting with the officials from India, they discussed specific projects. So I can go back to this slide, probably this slide. You see, if you read, for example, this article here, just specifically it says where they want to, have the first proposed smart city concept and where they want to build the Skyway. So it's all available publicly. Just Google it and you will find lots of information. 27 crowdfunding. Yeah, thank you, Ravi. He said 27 million, great amount you pulled by using crowdfunding. Yeah, it's because of people power as well, because when you realize that today lots of things going in the different directions, even cryptocurrency, like why would all of a sudden people would start invest in cryptocurrency? Because come on, it's now obvious we cannot trust the government anymore, we cannot trust banks anymore. There are lots of banks who went bust and people, they lost their savings, even though it's should be safe to keep your money in the bank. But unfortunately, it is not a reality anymore. So lots of people who are looking for different opportunities when they can park their money, but they don't necessarily wanted to park them for long term. They want to have a good return, but at the same time, they need to have something to pay their rent. So therefore, in our company, we offering you kind of a medium-term investment, which is 2 to 4 years. But at the same time, if you involved in the business side, you can make the money immediately, next day, as soon as you learn about the company, as soon as we assess your skills, and if you're ready and if we see potential in you, then you're more than welcome to be involved in the business side from next day or next week, like let's say more realistically onwards. So it is, opportunities are there. And because of the people power today, there are lots of companies, not just us, the only one who create this, great exposure through the crowdfunding. Lots of other companies. It just, they may be not as big because we are only company and the first company who done this for transport sector. That's the big difference. Because there are lots of applications when they do crowdfunding, but application market is now, overused. There's tons of, of hundreds of thousand application, but only a few, railways. So you see the difference. So because of the project complexity and because of the market potential, it's, huge project. So therefore it is very unique, and therefore people, they see huge potential, because we're not selling the transport to only certain sector, or we're not selling to only certain consumer. Everyone and everybody, even the government corporations, they can use cargo transport to export goods, which means that we can positively input on the company economy as well. We can open up the trade in different countries with a high-speed solution. We can we target in the high-speed market as well, which is the high-speed trains where people can live all over the place and commute within work to home within less than half an hour. So lots of things which our company can offer. That's why valuation is big, and that's why potential is big as well. I would like to know the investment and to get fair dividends. Again, Ravi, the reason why I didn't touch yet investment, because there are lots of restrictions today in India relationship to investment. So we legally required to first open office, to sign the agreement with the bank. So then you would be able to invest in your local bank instead of the you sending money abroad to who knows where. We want to make sure that we are complying with legislations and with the regulations of each country. So therefore, bear with us for the next 2-3 weeks. Just get yourself familiar with the project, get yourself involved, visit exhibition, read, learn, and as soon as we open office, which is around the corner, then you can invest. And then I will do another webinar when I'll talk more about investment specifically. Yeah. When can be IPO final stage? IPO is, like I said, 2 to 4 years, and this will be stage number 15. I will provide recorded link for everyone. We have a separate chat where we add people from India. So again, ask person who introduced you to webinar to add yourself to chat. because there are lots of updates. Myself and my colleagues will be sending, on a daily, on a weekly basis. So it's good if you all aware. And sometimes it's hard, to approach individuals. So therefore, we created chats where people can ask the questions, or they can, talk to someone who is more experienced, and we can, share recording links and etc. So we have a specific place for that as well. Could you share the balance six stages plan? Balvinder, sorry, could you share the balance six stages plan? What do you mean? As we are on the station number 9. Oh, you mean, can I share the documents where it's stated each stage, how much money we need to raise and what we spend the money for, right? The business development plan. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. Again, go back to person who introduced you. And we all have this, material in back office as well. So either he can send it to you, or if you add yourself to chat, then I can send you documents. I can send you an entire link where all documents can be funded. Time to tie up with Indian banks. Yes, indeed. Indeed is the right time. Office first. So first we need to complete the documents related to office. Then banks would be next. It is the time. What is the time frame to implement Drama Stala project? In simple words, how many years, months? Like I can say, like an average. Again, it depends if you're talking about single road, or if this road will be linked. So it depends on the project complexity. Usually the project initiation could be something between if it's only like few kilometers, it could be 2 to 3 years. If you're talking about your long distance, then it could be between 3 to 5 years. So this is sort of the time frame we're working with. So you will probably see something building something visual from next year, end of the next year onwards, because as I said, the pre-planning work and documentation preparation stage will take some time. But once this is done, and this is the part of the contract as well, so once this is done, then we're actually going to build, and the building itself is not it's not going to take ages. So the construction itself is very light. So I guess the pre-project work and the technical documentation, technical implementation, looking for local companies, the first steps might take some time, but then once it all set up, the project development is quite fast. Like you will see by the time when, if you're gonna come to Minsk yourself, you would be able to see a few other lines working as well, and it's like only 4 months to go. So it's not that complex to build once everything is done and once everything is constructed. So we have a WhatsApp group, yes, and Skype. We use the Skype a lot to share like news and updates. My introducer from US, yeah, no problem. You can go back to, like, the reason why I'm asking you to go back to the person who introduced you, because we want to make sure that you stick to same person who introduced you to the business, because we all form different groups, and it's a global company. So I want to make sure that who is leader behind us. You want to know who is the person who you can ask. And also, when you build your networks, it's very important that you share with people your link, so then we can see, especially for those people who want to be involved in the business side, that's how we can issue commission for you. So we need to see how many people you have in your structure. So it's very important, go back to people who introduce you. So therefore, we can see to what structure you can belong. So then, like, we can see what are the most, regions, like what are the most successful regions. And then for India specifically, we need to have a group where people, involved like big time. So therefore, it's good if you go back to the person who introduced you to business. When the operation starts in India, as I mentioned, it could be anything. Like the pre-project documentation will take some time. So I guess beginning of the end of the next year, you will be able to see some construction happening, because the pre-project documentation work might take some time. It could be the first stages is like up to 5 months, then second stage could be up to 12 months, and third stage, that's where the construction and other stuff is happening. Yeah. Building an office, we're not gonna build an office. We're gonna rent an office because we don't have kind of much, time to build something. We're gonna build the trains, but not office. We will rent office. It's like with the next few weeks, so we can start our operations and get people involved in the project. Hmm. Why BVI? Why London Stock Exchange? Well, BVI is a British Virgin Island, so it's belong under the UK jurisdictions, and that is why company wants to go to London Stock Exchange because the main company, their IP rights, intellectual property rights, belong to the company which is in under umbrella of the United Kingdom. Hmm. Good. So it seems like that was a last question. Anything else, guys, you want to ask, or any other stock exchange? Well, at the moment, I don't think any other stock exchange can consider at the moment. It could be in the future, but as far as I know, London Stock Exchange will be the one, and it's like it's global, so anyone can buy shares from Nasdaq. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter where you're from. So it just I guess make it more simple for company. Yeah, it's this offshore country, and that is why company as a startup, we're looking for different ways when we can optimize on taxes. So lots of businesses are registered on, Malta, BVI, because it's, tax free. And at the same time, in BVI, because it's linked with the, again, it's under United Kingdom jurisdictions, and it give us, also security. Because it's like, it's not just from one side. It's not just country looking for security to be incorporated with certain company, but it's also company looking for security to be incorporated in certain countries. Because like imagine if our, for example, technology was incorporated, let's say, in Russia, right? They have completely different regulations, and not so many countries would be able to trade and do the deals with Russia today. However, because it's in UK and because it's BVI is part of the UK, it's making it simple for everyone, and it's give company as well security that no one can just kick out Unitsky. Like I'm not saying they can't do it in Russia, but at the same time, being British company, it is an advantage because then there are lots of things could be implemented in different ways. However, our main R&D center it's in Belarus. So it is technology from Belarus. The fact that we register company in BVI, this is for tax reason, but also for security reason, because we are international company and we want to have visibility and opportunity for people all over the globe to be involved in the business. But the technology itself, it has nothing to deal with their, with the Britain or with any other country apart from the Belarus. That is where technology was born. Same like WhatsApp, which was born in Ukraine. So initially, it was a guy from Ukraine who created this. So same like SkyWay, it is the engineer from Belarus, and he is the guy behind it. Yeah, tax 7. Office premises are finalized. Or you're looking for a place? Yeah, we're looking for a place. This is something I also will put in chat. We have a few leaders who now looking to help us provide us with some prices and see what would be the best locations. But if Sharik, if you know any good spaces for office, do let me know. You have my contact details, so we can definitely have a look. Yeah, because we're looking to open office very soon. So the quicker we can get information, then it's going to be easier for everyone, because we want to make sure that after the exhibition next week we get everything organized. So it's very important, and time frame is very strict. Do you give local support to conduct meeting clubs? Yes, we do, absolutely. And this is our plan. So we're not just putting people into to the business. We are here to support you guys, and we here growth with you, because we all shareholder, include myself, include Unitsky, include other people. So as soon as we can finalize technology, as soon as we can finish the main technology funding, then the quicker we can go to IPO, the quicker we can build the projects, and then it's, happy days for everyone. So we are all in the same boat. We're here to help, people to be part of the company, part of the project, because we position ourselves as the people project, as the biggest crowdfunding project, and we want to stay, the biggest company, and we want it to know for that. So it's very important, and yes, we do give a local support. Office in Dubai, not in Dubai, but we will open very soon. However, we have office in Oman. We have a representative from Oman in office. I think he's supposed to register this 2 weeks ago, but I'm not sure where exactly the office is located. But definitely Dubai, Oman, Qatar. So these are also countries where we actively involved. And I mentioned during the presentation that Yunitsky, he also have a contract signed with the government, Emirates, and they are also looking to implement the SkyWay. They want to build it in water, so it's slightly different projects. It's called Linear City, where you can build the entire station on the water, and then you can use this station for different businesses, for rental premises, and we can connect with the main line, using the Skyway technology, but it's going to be more high above the heads. We have a few nice images. If someone interested, I can share with you guys. Mm-hmm. Training material, make it available on the website for easy understanding. Yes, we have this. Mm-hmm. How to join, how to refer link. Yeah, everything is there, Sunil. Mm-hmm. I think Dubai already started for Hyperloop. India as well. They you can find them. What is the name? You can find the articles about Hyperloop. Like India, they're looking to build the Hyperloop technology, same like US. But the thing with Hyperloop is not even, they don't even have the working prototype yet. So the concept is there, but transport is not there. So once they're waiting for Hyperloop, we can build Skyway everywhere. And we don't see ourselves as competitors. For example, we can build Skyway in the middle of mountain. It can go to 45 or 60 degree up. We can build in the middle of water. We can build in the middle of any landscape. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight land. Like in Hyperloop, it has to be, and it's so expensive. The cost to build Hyperloop is 100 million per kilometer. Skyway is average 5. So you can build 20 kilometers of Skyway for the same cost of 1 kilometer of Hyperloop. So therefore, when we present this opportunity to the government like India, even though before that they had they signed also some agreement with Hyperloop, but now they're using Skyway technology instead to connect these 3 cities together, because technology is ready now. Hyperloop, who knows, next year, 2 years, 3 years, who knows? We have a technology now, and we are the most effective technology at the moment. How Skyway helps out Emirates? Well, because I guess all countries, they're looking to improve the transport sector, because again, as I mentioned, this is the probably the only undeveloped market. There are lots of countries who are interested to trade between each other, but they cannot because we don't have cargo transport. Or like, for example, in Brazil, they have lots of goods, fruits, they can import it, but they are perishable goods, so they don't have a transport to send the fruits to Europe. But even though, imagine if they could have the transport to ship all the containers to other countries with the speed of 500 kilometers an hour, they would, right? So technology could be used on any scale. Like, for example, like big countries like UK, for example. Like in London, we have this Thames, what is the name, river, and there are companies who use the Thames River to import the rubbish. So they pay more than million every week to import rubbish using boats, so they can ship it somewhere, who knows where. So how much money they pay for rubbish shipment? But if you have a containers with a cargo transferred, which is much more faster, sustainable, and cheaper, do you think they would not want to use it? Of course they would. Everyone would be interested, because at the end of the day, we can cover, as I mentioned, public transport, high-speed transport, which is kind of for long distances, and also cargo transport. And the cargo transport also is very lucrative. The average speed of the cargo transport today is only 30 kilometers an hour. We can do 500. So imagine what we can offer potentially to the government when they decided to use technology. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely. It is wow. So potential is there, no doubt. Yeah. And again, we have lots of materials available also on internet, and people who invited you to the webinar, these are leaders, and they also have, all the materials which they can share with you. Yeah, you're welcome. Anything else you guys want to check, or otherwise, I think I covered most of the things which usually people ask. Thank you. Well, then let's finish for today. I will give a link. We'll post the recorded webinar in our social media as well. And as I said, go back to people who introduced you to the webinar for more information. And we will do these webinars more frequently now. So then we want to build momentum, get exposure before we open office. So you will see myself maybe twice or maybe 3 times a week. Depends how many people we can bring to the webinars. But definitely, guys, something you should take into consideration and be proud of your country, because I was really surprised when I heard that actually the first project will be in India. And I'm very happy to travel there myself. I'm very excited to see them, to be part of the exhibition, to be part of the company, and I'm looking forward to see you all. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best. Have a good evening, and I talk to you soon. Take care. Bye bye now.